I have a weird obsession with baseball bats.
This is Will Taylor, the founder of the Baseball Bat Bros, one of the most followed content creators in all of baseball. But most people don't know his story.
What if we started a YouTube channel? Maybe we just swing different bats and stuff. Yo, can you send us a bat to review? And they did. I was making as much money from YouTube than I was from my desk job. We have MLB teams inviting us to hit at their ballpark. All of Bat Bros was a happy accident.
I sat down with Will to hear his full story, from Division I baseball to a desk job and now an audience of millions. So how did he get here? What are some of the stories behind his biggest videos? And what's his advice to the next generation of baseball players and content creators?
You're not gonna get popular by being cool, bro. There's a lot of cool people out there.
In this interview, we'll answer all of those questions and more.
Once I start hitting, I forget where I am. I'm just hitting, bro.
Hit a pen, I pour up heavy in the lamp on a Eddie. I got 3 O's, run a valley.
All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today we have an awesome episode with Bat Bro Will from the Baseball Bat Bros, the biggest baseball YouTube channel, biggest baseball creator.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I think we'll just go objectively, analytically. I think you are, if we go for views per month, that probably, and then subscribers. Yeah, I think you're number one.
That's great. I haven't heard many people throw that around. I don't think I'd throw that around, but hey, that sounds cool.
I mean, and especially recently, dude, this summer, I think you've hit a whole nother gear.
Yeah, it's been weird, unexpected. I didn't even really try to. It just... People like me hitting with cricket bats, I guess.
Dude,
that one went crazy.
I was going to talk about that one because that was so cool. And I remember I read through the comments. I would go through the newest comments, and it was people from everywhere.
Bro.
And I was people from India, people from England, Australia, and they're some of them were just your cricket swing. And I'm dude, of course it's not good. He's not a cricket. They're thinking you're going to be a perfect. But then other ones were hey, this is so cool. There was some long detailed ones. That video went crazy. The short went crazy. But we'll dive into that. I think what I really want to learn personally too, but I think what other people want to know is where you started.
Yeah.
Just from when you started playing baseball on. I'm kind of curious your whole life story.
Yeah, man, it's quite the long story. I mean, we've been doing Bat Bros as it currently stands for almost 6 years now, which is wild. But I guess the origin story, for the lack of a better term, all I did growing up was baseball, and I don't say that lightly. I played basketball a little bit. I went to school, technically, but the nucleus of my life was biology term.
Nice. So you did go to school a little.
Yeah, was baseball and baseball only. Went to school, came home. I'm not even kidding. Probably 350 days out of the year, I'm going to baseball for a good 2-3 hours right after school, all through the winter in an unheated warehouse in Portland, kind of the hood, if you're gonna consider a hood for Portland, Oregon. I'm working out, bro. So all I was ever really good at, and I can honestly say all I was ever really good at in my childhood was baseball. So I played high school baseball. I played college baseball. Barely snuck on to the University of Utah. It was my one kind of D1 offer, and I made the team, and I ended up being pretty decent. I think a lot of people probably assumed I was better than I was. I came in my first year, I was the 4th string catcher. So I was a D1 Pine Rider, and a lot of y'all can relate with that probably. But I just didn't get a lot of playing time. I played 3 seasons, only got into 15 games a year. I was mostly a defensive specialist, weirdly enough. For my last year, I was a lefty only.
Wow.
So yeah, I just wasn't in hindsight, I just wasn't really developed physically enough. I got a lot stronger after college. I think most people, I think they kind of hit a physical gear when they're 22, 23, 24, and a lot of people quit baseball before that happens. So I think just general advice for a baseball career, persistence and letting your body physically mature as you hit kind of your early mid-20s is super important, just to kind of even see what your potential is. And I didn't get to that point. So I hung up the cleats when I was, I think, only 20 or 21 years old, and got into, finished my degree at the University of Utah, got a marketing job, hated it, did that for probably 4 or 5 years. And I guess the first step that led me to Baseball Bat Bros was the desire to get out of marketing and get into baseball, because kind of going back to baseball was legit the only thing that I was really good at. And at least, my opinion of how to go about life, you should do what you're really good at, not what you're kind of good at. Like, I think you can be the best human possible if you really pursue what you uniquely are good at, even if that's very specific. And for me, it's very, very specific. So when I was still in, you know, my desk job days back like 2014 to 2017, 2018, I started a note on my iPhone on the Notes app, and it was titled Baseball Business Ideas, because it's hard to work in baseball. I mean, you got a few options. You got you can coach for a travel ball organization. You can do hitting lessons. You can create like a training tool. You could become a baseball YouTuber like Domingo Ayala back in the day, like Kent Murphy, but like there wasn't many of those. Like, so that wasn't even on my mind. Like that wasn't even a possibility. One that really intrigued me was start a baseball sporting goods store, because there's kind of a lot of mom and pop shops around that seem to do all right, but you know that you got to grind. That's a tough lifestyle. But the first one I tried was like coaching and hitting lessons, and I don't know if you've done like pitching lessons or hitting lessons. It's tough, dude.
It's a grind.
Yeah. It's not the most like satisfying thing in the world, especially just, you know, doing a whole bunch of them. I'm not a coach. Like it sucked. It was hard. So cross that off the list. Let's move on to the next thing. Honestly, I kind of like ignored it. It was just a running list to see if anything would pop. But kind of the happy accident that is Bat Bros, I can really attribute to when I started training with my brother in 2018 when he was a sophomore in high school. And he was like tiny. He wasn't that good yet, but you know, at the very least, I can throw him BP. I can work out with him every day. I worked remotely for my job a lot of the time. So we just did BP like crazy, bro. We'd hop onto his high school field. It was always empty during the days. And he got out of school early, and we would just BP. That led to us trying to figure out a bat for him, because I always really got into, like, I was a big gearhead, not like steroids, but that was probably poor
the biceps
choice
might convince otherwise.
No, creatine and fiber.
Right.
But I loved baseball gear so much. Baseball bats always fascinated me, like to a fault. Like it doesn't matter as much as I probably always thought it did. But so one thing we did is I hopped on eBay and I bought like 5 or 6 BB Core high school college bats for my brother to try out while we were doing BP and stuff, just to, you know, see how they feel. These were all bats like I bought for like $40 that were popular back in my day. We had like a 2014 DeMarini Voodoo Paradox. We had an Easton XL1. We had a TPX, Louisville Slugger used to be called TPX, the Exo Grid, an Omaha, an Easton S1. And we tried all 5 or 6 of them. John picked his favorite one. I think he went with the Voodoo. And then he also kept the Easton S1, but I've got, you know, I'm left with like $100 to $200 worth of bats that I need to get rid of. So I thought it'd be a funny idea. I'd like too much time on my hands. Let's get rid of these bats, and I'd like to sell them for a little bit more than I bought them for. So I create this, you know, YouTube channel with 0 subscribers. I call it the Baseball Bat Store. And I thought it'd be a pretty clever idea, because this kind of went in line with my baseball sporting goods store business idea from my Notes app. And I made these uncut 90-second videos, and we can even throw one up. I have some clips of it.
Yeah.
All right, so this one is a 3330. Woo! Oh my God! Jeez.
Of us hitting with the bats that we were trying to get rid of. I think, namely, there was like the Easton XL1. We even had a wood bat, a Marucci AP5. I think those are the clips I probably have. And we would just record until I got like 3 or 5 swings that were good in a row. If like I was popping up or rolling over, cut, restart, because I didn't know how to edit. And we would say, yo, here's this bat, check it out. We have an eBay store. You can go buy it. So I make a video for each of those 5 bats. I throw it up on YouTube, and, you know, maybe like 10 or 20 people will see it, and they'll go buy the bat.
Yeah, and that's the marketing background.
I guess, but I'm just like winging it, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's not a lot of thought behind it, and the videos weren't good. The videos sucked. But I throw the videos up, the bats sell, let's go. All right, mission accomplished. Forget about the channel. I legit like forgot it existed. probably 4 or 5 months passed. I go back and I'm like, oh my God, we have those videos are still up. I should probably take them down. And like 2 of them legit had, and I deleted them like an idiot, but 2 of them had like 5,000 views.
Wow.
Specifically the XL1 and the AP5 video, and a bunch of like positive comments. Like, dude, you guys are studs. Can you try the new Meta Prime? Can you try the new Meta Power? And I was like, yo, light bulb went off. No chance we could maybe do this. So my brilliant business idea for the baseball bat store, I just kind of nixed that. And I talked to my brother about it because I don't know like if he went to classes or what, but John had a lot of time on his hands. And,
Yeah.
and if you don't know who John is, John's my little brother. He is the other bro in Baseball Bat Bros. He's 8 years younger than me. So he was still in high school when I was all washed up doing my marketing job. And fast forward, he's now in the Texas Rangers organization.
Professional baseball
Yeah,
player,
yeah,
affiliated.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So he turned out well. He's a good ball player. He went a lot further than I ever did. And I mean, he's still going strong. So, yeah, we had a lot of time on our hands. So I talked to him like, yo, like, what if we started a YouTube channel and we just swing different bats and stuff. So the very first one we did was just 2 bats that he had in his high school clubhouse. This is still up. This is probably August 2018. So this is like right after all this baseball bat stuff store had happened. The DeMarini CF Insane versus the DeMarini CF Zen. It's the same bat. One's end loaded, one's balanced. We both swung them, compared them. No analytics or nothing, just feeling it out. Yeah. What do we like more? If we had to pick one, and like they're both $500 bats. In hindsight, they're not even very good bats, but marketing back then told us they were good bats, so that's what we thought. And we swung them, and it got like 1,000 or 2,000 views. We were like, damn, like dude, that we're blowing up. Probably had like 50 subscribers, and then like that's when the comments really started coming in of like people requesting bats to review. And I was like, yo, I don't even have to come up with video ideas. People are just telling us what bats to review. So that led to our first like video that actually did well. And it was the second video ever. It was really lucky. I bought a bat for John that was supposed to be the good best bat for that year. And it ended up being a sick bat. Mm-hmm. It was the 2020 Blue Meta Power from Louisville Slugger. It came out in like early 2019. So, I mean, there was a good, I think, 6-month gap between that first video we did and the second video we did. Because, like, you know, we weren't going to make money from YouTube.
You don't want to just start buying all these bats.
Yeah, and like, this was just a little side fun thing. Like, this channel wasn't going to blow up. Like, we weren't going to start making money from it or nothing. Crazy.
Yeah.
And like we can show that video too. That video's up and it's garbage. It's a terrible video. I filmed the intro in my backyard with a bunch of dead grass in my crappy little duplex in Northeast Portland on my front facing camera of my 2017 MacBook Air.
Wow.
And I do a live unboxing of this bat I just dropped my life savings on for my brother. It's like a Christmas present or something. And here we have the brand new 2020 Meta Power. And that's just how I genuinely talked about the bats. I love the bats, bro. I have a weird obsession with baseball bats. So, like, I think people latch on to the fact that, like, yo, this guy's stoked about this bat. And it's pouring rain because we're in Portland, Oregon. We're filming inside my brother's high school batting cages, and we're just hitting front toss. No analytics, no nothing, but the bat just sounds incredible. We're just lighting it up off of 20-mile-an-hour front toss. Like, this bat is sick. We love this bat. This is amazing. We're all hyped about it. Like, I post the video, don't look at it for a couple weeks, go back maybe 3 weeks later, 50,000 views.
Wow.
Swear to God.
So that was the second video,
and that was the second ever video on the Baseball Bat Bros channel. Mind you, the channel is still called the Baseball Bat Store because we have no like direction behind this. So then I was like, oh my gosh. So we probably need to ditch the name Baseball Bat Store and, you know, make this just about reviewing the bats because we're not selling bats. You know, no one's going to care if we're making a YouTube channel about selling bats. Like, everyone's trying to do that. So if we can, like, clearly what people care about is that we just review bats and show all the new bats that are coming out, because apparently there's no resources for that, which we kind of realized halfway through, like, well, nobody's really doing this well, or at least like really objectively. And so I was like, what's a new name? What can we call ourselves? So my stupid idea was, we'll do like the baseball bat guys. And it was my sister Maggie who came up with, the baseball bat brothers. That is a good catch. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Wait a minute, baseball bat bros. And we were like, it was like me, my brother, and my sister. We were like, yo,
light bulb,
like,
it flows
that sounds
perfectly.
Sick. And like the first time, like I said it to myself, I thought it was just it was a perfect name. It sounded really good. So I was really excited about it. So then my sister designs a new logo for us. And then I think Victus was the first company ever where I just DM'd them on Instagram, yo, can you like send us a bat to review? And they did.
And that's 2019.
This is probably November or December 2019.
Yeah.
And they send us the Victus Vandal. And I still have that video.
Yeah.
That's up. So that was the third ever video. We're still filming inside. And then the next video after that, I went to our local sporting goods store, explained the channel to him, and like, bro, like, give me a shot.
Wow.
Can we borrow a bat or two? And the guy's a homie. His name's Kurt at Oregon City Sporting Goods.
Shout out
and
Kurt.
He's like, fine, bro, like, do your thing. Here is a new bat DeMarini's coming out with. It's called The Goods, the DeMarini The Goods, the first ever black one that first came out. So this is late 2019 still. And then that was like our first, I think, outdoor video that probably looks that looks closest to what we have now,
like the angle and everything.
We have the angle set. We're hitting outside. It's freezing cold, but like the reviews are getting better and better. And honestly, like from there, the rest was history. We just kept doing that, and 6 years later, here we are. So long story short, I hated my desk job. I was trying to get into baseball. I had a stupid business idea for baseball, and it accidentally turned into baseball bat reviews.
Yeah.
And now, like, still the core of the channel is baseball bat reviews, reviewing the new bats that are coming out, but it's got bigger than that. Now, some of our biggest videos are home run derbies and just like random experiments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what happens if we hit with a cricket bat? What happens if we hit with a corked bat? So
torpedo bat.
Torpedo bat. Yeah. So anything and everything hitting, we'll do videos on now. And it started making money pretty and a lot of people don't understand like how we make money. People say like, oh, the bat companies must be paying them, or else how are they going to do this? A lot of people don't understand, bro. Like, if you are posting like long form on YouTube and get a decent amount of views, they pay you, dude. Like,
YouTube.
Yeah.
Are you talking about YouTube or
yes.
yeah.
YouTube. Like, it pays quite well. So like early on, I was making in the first few months, bro, early 2020, before COVID and everything, I was making as much money from YouTube, $3,000 to $4,000 a month, than I was from my desk job. And then COVID hit, and a lot of people think that like COVID is really going to help a YouTube channel do well. It actually really hurt us. If you look at like our view chart over time, I can even give you a screenshot of that.
That'd be cool.
The second COVID hit in mid-March, I think it was March 16th, 2020, our views just went so down because everyone's baseball season got canceled.
Right.
So no one cares about the new bat releases. So we were just like, my natural response, just grind out a million videos. I was posting videos every other day to just try to get enough viewership to sustain a little bit of income on the channel. And that gave us a good baseline of like 50 to 100 videos. I probably posted 100 videos that first year in 2020. And then COVID eased up. People started playing baseball again. And the day I quit my job was when I found a month where I was making double on YouTube what I was making on my desk job.
Wow.
So I went full time, I think September or October 2020.
And how many subscribers are you at that time? So
not even probably 50 to 80,000.
See, that's so cool. People think you need to have like millions and millions of subscribers to make money, but it's like, especially in a niche like baseball, it's like there's so many advertisers. Like baseball, like the way YouTube works, people maybe don't understand. Like YouTube sells advertisement spots on each video, and a lot of times they're targeted, where it's like that's why when you watch a baseball video, sometimes it's like Dick's Sporting Goods or it's a specific bat brand or whatever. They pay more because it's targeted views. So
and we don't even know who's advertising on it. So that's the amazing thing about it is like I don't talk to anybody at YouTube. I don't talk to Dick's Sporting Goods or whoever may be advertising on our video. It just it just shows up. You made this much money, and I'm like, let's go. And in the meantime, we're just minding our own business, independently and honestly reviewing bats. And I've been doing it ever since. And it started, the first couple of years was me and my brother, baseball bat bros, and then he got really good. He went on to play Division I baseball, and it kind of ended up just being me and a couple of my buddies here and there and just making videos, and a lot of those guys make cameo appearances on the channel. But eventually I just realized, like, I can just kind of do these videos on my own as long as I have someone feeding the pitching machine, and I have TrackMan data or Rapsodo data to back up what I'm saying, and it's going to be useful, objective information. And here we are, bro.
It's crazy. Yeah. I have a lot of directions. I have a lot of questions. We could go from there. I'm curious, from my perspective, when did you start like realizing, oh, if I make a cool thumbnail, oh, if I edit the videos and put fun sound effects on it, they're making it more interesting. When did you start implementing the more YouTube-y stuff? Not that you're all in on that, but like that, it's the 100%, sound effects, bro. And everything.
Like in terms of like trying to make it more YouTube optimized, it took a long time for me to get there. The reason it did well is because the core like thing I wanted the videos to have was usefulness. I wanted it to be useful. So every thumbnail was simply a picture of me hitting and a picture of the bat, or a picture of the two bats we're comparing in that video. And the title was just completely representative of the video itself. So hitting with the 2020 Louisville Slugger Meta Power baseball bat review. And that is, I think if you're going to do anything to start a YouTube channel, it needs to be useful or funny. But like for most of us, it needs to be useful information that people are curious about. So that's what really got it going. I didn't really like learn a lot about what makes YouTube videos really blow up, honestly, to what you were saying, I think it was probably this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
wow, that's actually insane.
I swear.
That tells you have just such a good idea and a foundation of like, you kind of struck gold on like, oh, this is something I'm super passionate about and people can resonate with. And you watch it, you're so enthusiastic about the bat. I'm like, I'm interested. He knows a lot about this. He's enthusiastic about it. I'm curious. And a lot of that it's not forced. And that's what makes it so.
No, exactly.
It makes it so entertaining, I think, because it's you. It's who you are.
It was like I think the furthest possible thing away you could have got from like clickbait. Yeah. And we didn't like, the editing was pretty dang bare bones for a while. Like I still edit on iMovie.
Wow.
I swear.
Do you actually?
I swear. I'm the best iMovie editor in the world, bro.
Dude, that's nuts, because even for me, I'm in a kind of a different lane for my content where it's all about like trying to be like a Mr. Beast or a Jester, but in the baseball world. So, but something about your videos, and it feels like a lot of content's like that, so I try to make it my own style, but your stuff is so refreshing because it's not like you're doing music throughout the video. It's like you're just
never
like the best sound in the world is a baseball hitting a bat, perfect contact. Like just leaning into that and just not trying to do too much with it. I think it's one of the reasons I think it resonates with so many people. Yeah,
and I wish I could take credit for like, that was the plan, bro. Right. But I swear, all of Bat Bros was a happy accident. Like, I had no business being a YouTuber. Like, now I can probably say I do, but like, that wasn't the idea. Nobody told me you would be good at this. Like, this was just me trying out something for fun, and it accidentally ended up being what the baseball community wanted and needed at the time, and I was just lucky enough to be the person that did it. But now, like, honestly, in 2025 is when I started watching, like, shout out some like Colin and Samir videos.
Yes, I love those guys,
bro. Yeah. And I forget the episode I watched, but the dude was just talking about like what makes a YouTube video do well, kind of the not unfortunate, but the reality of it is title and thumbnail. Yeah. And so now, like, I still do bat reviews like crazy, but I frame it a little bit differently, and like they do way better, bro.
Was that the Patty Galloway? There was one. He's like the one, he works with Red Bull and the Eagles channel, and he worked for Mr. Beast.
I honestly can't even remember, and I think a few people on the channel probably said it, but so like now, if you look at the video we most recently posted at the time of us filming this right now, what I would have titled it 2 years ago is hitting with the Louisville Slugger RA13 wood composite, wood baseball bat review. And what that bat is basically a fake wood replica of the regular Louisville Slugger full wood RA13. So how can I make that an appealing YouTube title and a YouTube thumbnail? So instead of calling it hitting with the RA13 wood composite, like most people, like that's a very specific amount of people that are going to want to watch that. And those people are still going to find the video, but fake wood versus real wood.
Yeah, I saw that. You posted that this morning?
Yeah, literally this morning, yeah. And the title is me holding both bats, an arrow pointing to one, an arrow pointing to the other, fake wood, real wood. And they look the exact same.
Yeah.
So it creates a sense of intrigue, like, what's fake about that bat, you know? So, and it's doing great.
Yep.
And, you know, now, like, there's a little bit of, like, what video topic can make a good title and thumbnail. So I combine that with what are the bats that people want to see reviewed. And also, like, a big change we've made in the last couple of years that I think has gone really well is I don't spend as much time reviewing, like, one single bat in one single video. If I'm going to review, like, for example, a USSSA composite bat, I would rather review 5 to 10 at once. So I think that's harder for me to do because that's like a 40-minute video. Like that's going to take me 3 separate filming days to put together and hours and hours, 20 to 40 hours of editing. But that way a baseball player can go watch one video and see the entire category of a certain type of bat and figure out, like, what's the move, what's the best one, kind of the nuances, what's the best for me, what are some to avoid. So that's been a big direction we've been moving. Instead of reviewing every single BB Core bat, I'm probably going to do like a huge, maybe hour-long video this year of like the best BB Core bat of 2026 and literally have like 30 bats in the video. So that's been, I think, a really cool change in YouTube in the last couple of years is where, you know, it looked like for a while everything's moving like short form. So I was thinking like, dang, how am I going to do a baseball bat review in vertical short form orientation in 60 to 120 seconds? But now YouTube is moving more long form. So,
and the shorts can plug the long form,
100%,
which I feel like that's been a huge for you, especially where it's like the short is you reviewing one bat and then the video's 5 bats. People are like, I want to see the rest of them.
Exactly.
And you can plug it right into the short.
So, and that's my philosophy is TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts simply fuels the long form for me. And you know, that just works for my channel. That doesn't have to be the rule for everyone. But so now I'm posting like 20 to 30 minute episodes where I can provide so much value for a player or parent and go over multiple bats in one video and give them a really, I think, worthwhile in-depth look at a bat. And YouTube loves that. I get paid more from the video. Watch time is super good.
Which is a huge thing for YouTube. YouTube, think about it, they want you to be on the platform as long as possible. If some people are watching this 30-minute video all the way through, they're like, oh, let's promote that one.
Yeah, and I think watch time was like the one metric that really favored us early on. You know, back when we started in 2018, 2019, 2020, it wasn't uncommon for, you know, you saw a lot of 3-4 minute YouTube videos really do well. And our videos were usually about 8 to 12 minutes on average, and our watch time was crazy. Like I think our average watch time on our channels probably gets 6 minutes, which is, you know, now I realize that's really good. So we got paid pretty well pretty early on, and you know, it's so nice because when people accuse me of being paid off by bat companies, I get to tell them like, bro, YouTube just pays us really handsomely. And I'm fortunately able to do this with the, you know, my primary income source being YouTube. And it allows us to say whatever we want about the bats. And that's what people love, and that's what makes our channel more and more valuable.
And that's cool because it's like you have your thing with the bats, and then there's other monetization streams too, where it's like you have merch, you have like, do you have a deal with Franklin or
product placement,
stuff like that?
It's so sick, bro. Like some of these baseball companies, we don't even talk about the stuff, like the shin guard I wear, the batting gloves I wear, the pine tar I use. Like I don't even mention it, but people see that I use them, and companies think that's worthwhile to pay. And like it's not even like they come to me and they're like, yo, we'll pay you if you use our product in a video. It's more like, hey, I really like your product. If I exclusively wear this, which is probably what I would have worn anyways, like, will you pay us for it? And so, you know, they pay us every month for that. So that's additional income as well. And yeah, merch, like you said. And so happy accident, bro. And it's like, I thought it would be a 1, 2, 3 year thing, but
dude, you're on a rocket ship
biggest
right
year
now.
by far.
Yeah.
And it's been, every year has been better than the last, but 2025 has been dummy good.
Yeah.
So 2025 has been a cool year.
Dude, I'm so excited. And also I was talking to Cam, and Cam's our manager, and Cam was saying I think he started working with you at like 250K or something, or
maybe. Yeah.
200K?
So I linked up with Cam. Cam's a pitching machine guy. He's a
True,
dog.
yeah, he's in like all the videos.
So Cam's basically like, he's our manager, but he's also like the one employee of Baseball Bat Bros. And Cam just cold called me through his 5-star baseball account, because he was working for 5-Star Baseball Academy, which is a huge travel ball organization. He was like, yo, can we like fly you out to hit with a couple of our top prospects? I was like, sure. That's exactly what I need.
Yeah.
I need field access, and I need players to hit with. Like, I don't need anything else. And Drew Burris is there. Pete Kraska is there. It's sick video. Next time he flies me out, Drew Jones is there.
Yep.
It's like, what the
that
heck?
video went crazy. I remember that.
Bro, that was sick. Like, it was like 2 days before the draft. He gets drafted 2nd overall. And so, yeah, now Cam helps me, you know, with field access with players. And now, like, it's easy, bro. Now we have, it's insane. We have MLB teams inviting us to hit at their ballparks.
Yeah.
And then they're like, do you want like one of our players to hit with you? And I'm like, honestly, like, nah.
Right?
It'll be sick
solo,
if it's just like me and my brother hitting at the field. And it's cool because we keep the same exact video format, but just put it at Oracle Park.
T-Mobile Park. Like, it's just like same thing. Then you're like, but it just makes it so, and like you don't even have to address it, and like it just makes it so. It's just the whole video. I don't know. You're doing the same thing, but in such a bigger environment. I think that's so cool, and you can keep doing stuff like that over. There's so many stadiums, there's so many places,
and
to go.
They find it valuable, which is crazy to me. Like, we got big league clubs that are wanting to collab post us on Instagram, which is like insane to me. Like, if you want to do that, I would love that, but I don't know how it's useful to y'all. But apparently they think it is. So. Yeah. Happy accident, man.
And I was talking about the subscribers because I was thinking like, okay, if that was like 2022, maybe.
Yeah, it was like 100,000 subscribers a year. So at the end of 2020, we probably had 100. At the end of 2022, we probably had 200, which is when I linked up with Cam. So yeah, when I linked up with Cam, it was probably about 200,000. Closing in on a
By
million.
the time I post this, I might try to link it where right when you hit 1 million, I post this because I haven't even launched. Like, we're batching episodes, so I haven't even like launched it yet. So that could be perfect timing.
It'll happen this year, I think.
Oh, 100%. It'll happen this summer.
That's insane.
But I was gonna say, so like,
you probably know better than me, honestly.
I keep tabs on all that stuff, and like I was thinking, like at that time, Sim was at, who knows, 20K or something maybe.
Oh, dude, Sim had such a low subscriber count for so long, and I was just thinking like, he's gonna blow up eventually here, and sure enough, he went crazy. But
and I think about me, like 5K.
Yeah,
10K
same with
time.
you. You had no subscribers for a long time, and it's just a matter of time. Whereas for us, for whatever reason, and I think it was just like we hit a niche that no one else was in, whereas like you guys are in a little bit more competitive of a niche. So you were having to compete with like, you know, Trevor Bauer and stuff at the time, and all these other kind of bigger baseball channels. Whereas for me, it was like, if you want to learn about baseball bats, you kind of got to watch Bat Bros. Yeah. So
I just think about the growth of the baseball community as a whole has been insane. Like skyrocketing. Growth. Like basketball's had it for a while where they've had big YouTubers with million subscribers. NFL or football's had that. Soccer's had that. But baseball is finally like, I think we're finally carving like a big, golf too has been huge. Golf and baseball, I think, are maybe even golf more, but have been growing insanely in the past like 2-3 years on short form and long form. And I think it's optimistic. It makes me feel optimistic about the space as a whole.
No, dude, baseball's killing it. Like, I have so many people that in our comment section that talk about how like our videos help them get back into baseball.
So cool.
And like, I literally think, another happy accident, we're creating baseball fans, which is so sick. Like, that is just a natural byproduct. That's not even intentional. That's just a natural byproduct of the videos that both of us do. Is we're growing the sport, bro.
Dude, think about that cricket video. Like, people who are like, they like cricket. Cricket's sort of like baseball in a way. And then it's like, but they're from India, they're from Australia, they've never played baseball, but they've maybe heard about it and they watch that. They're like, seems kind of cool. I like hitting.
Baseball's way sicker than cricket.
Yeah, baseball's way. No, but like, it's funny because they're like, this is kind of like the sport I already like. And there's, you know, teams built in, there's fan bases, there's loyalties, there's lore, there's history. So it's like, it's a whole new world that people are kind of getting introduced to. But the comments that really like hit me the my favorite, the ones I get where it's like, hey man, me and my son really love watching your videos. And I'm like, dude, that's the coolest. Because I think about baseball. My dad got me into baseball. It's like a very field of dreams. It could be a father, son, or like brother kind of sport. And you remember those forever. I remember playing catch with my dad when I was 8 years old, and I'm never going to forget that. So like the fact that I can aid in helping make memories in a way of like father and son, like watching YouTube videos. I'm sure you get the same comments.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite ones.
And we try to make it pretty family friendly too. That was just, naturally how we started out. And that's another cool thing about where YouTube's going. It's like, it's always been very, mobile first, but YouTube has like, I heard YouTube has like the fastest growing viewership on big screens.
TVs. Yeah.
So people
have you looked at your data? Like per video, like
honestly, no.
It might be like I started looking at that when I heard that on a podcast, and they're almost all of my videos now. The largest percentage of viewers is on TV.
That's crazy.
It'll be like 40% TV, 25% or 30% mobile. 10-15% computer.
Bro, because it used to be like 80% mobile.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's nuts.
Wow,
and like,
I didn't know it was that
dude,
good.
I bet if you look at your data, especially like the big videos, it's probably like that. But yeah, they're like the ones that reach new audiences. Maybe not. But like I was shocked.
So and because of that, you have like families viewing the videos together, and advertisers pay more for big screen viewership as well. So that's even better for us. I think that's a huge reason that average watch time across YouTube has gone up.
Yep. Because you're sitting in a living room, you're gonna watch the whole thing.
Like people might even watch less videos, but they're watching certain videos for much longer. So yeah, now like we got all sorts of new. It's really had huge implications for our content because I'm making longer videos and I'm doing more bats in one video. I'm going to make a video pretty soon here that somebody just gave me a great idea for 1 hour of home runs to fall asleep to.
Nice.
And that's probably going to go crazy.
Yeah.
So, it's been incredible, man. It's so cool just to see how we're growing the sport. I think kind of the one big issue with baseball that has sucked is the decrease in youth participation. So, I would love to try to do a better job at that and see how we can grow that. I'm doing what I can, but that's its own beast. I feel like Little League has a big role to play in that, but we'll get there one day.
I wanted to ask you something. I'm glad I remembered. So I want to figure out, or I'm curious about like when your first like, oh crap moment was, or like when they're like something that came from making videos that just blew your mind, or maybe your first video that went viral or something like that. I'm curious, like if you have a story where you walked into it or something and you're like, oh my gosh, this is from YouTube, like from me making videos. Like, do you have any stories like that?
Elaborate on that a little bit.
Okay. So for me, it would be when I got to be at Max Clark's house for when he got drafted and got to film that. Like that was like, what? I'm in this, it's like a very like personal environment. He invited us out and he's like, I want you guys to film and I want you guys to do your thing. I just want you guys to be there. And it's like, his close family, his friends. And he's like, I want you there. And we filmed it and it went amazing. And he never asked for anything in return. Like, he's just like, I'm just happy that you guys can help tell my story into a bigger audience. So for me, that was it. The World Series when we got we had media credentials and could be on field at Yankee Stadium while the Dodgers were like celebrating, and like kids are coming up to us and they're like, "Hey, Freddie Freeman's my dad," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I love watching your videos, but my dad's Freddie Freeman," and I was like, "That's what?" It was Charlie, it was his son. It was the coolest thing. Vessia comes up, is giving us hugs, and he's like, "Dude, you guys are awesome, man. So glad you guys could be here for this." Like stuff like that makes me go like, "Whoa, this is just from YouTube." Like
what has been really crazy to see is how I would say the majority of the really cool offers we get to hit with a certain player, for a certain company to fly us out to hit at a certain field, to hit with a big league team, comes from a big league, super rich executive's son who watches the videos.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy to me. So it's like one of the Mariners executive's sons is a huge fan. So for them, it might be as simple as like, I want to impress my kid.
Yeah.
Let's get these guys at T-Mobile. And you
become dad of the year. You're like, you got my favorite YouTubers to do
like
that.
Some people in our DMs, like former big leaguers and stuff. One guy that comes to mind, AJ McCarron, the quarterback from Alabama. He DMs us all the time.
No way, really?
Like all the time, asking for bat recommendations.
Wow.
So
because he has kids.
Yeah. And they're ballers. They're really good. So just to see how the kids fuel the parents to give us access to stuff, that's been a really cool byproduct of everything. So that's been wild. And just to see how major league clubs find us useful to them as a marketing tool. That blows my mind, bro. And honestly, like from a filming standpoint, like nothing really has been too like overwhelming, just because, like I said, man, we keep the same format wherever we're at. And it's not like I'm hitting with 10 plus people at a time. It's just, it's just change the setting. So I bring my pitching machine out, like no matter where I'm at, it can be Oracle Park, it can be T-Mobile, it can be Petco Park. Like once I start hitting, I forget where I am. Like I'm just hitting, bro. It can be a terrible field. It can be, the first fields we ever hit at. It can be one of the nicest big league parks in America. And I go black and I just talk about the bat. I'm hitting, I'm looking at my TrackMan data. So nothing ever really blows my mind in terms of like the actual filming stuff. But when the asks come in, usually it's pretty sick. Yeah. But kind of the big aha moment that has happened recently is trying to bring other sports into it a little bit. I would like to incorporate golf in some way, some sort of comparison between golf and baseball, but the comparison between golf and cricket, like that blew up. And like for starters, man, like you brought up golf and how that's so huge in the content game. I steal ideas from golf channels all the time. And the golf channels don't even realize it because it's like, it's different enough that if you bring it over to baseball, like you don't really notice that, like I'm basically ripping off their entire idea. But like a lot of,
but it's different because it's baseball.
It's way different.
It's a whole, it's you. It's
and they take a lot of my ideas.
Yeah.
Good totally took our Battle of the Decades idea. Yeah. But like, it didn't bug me at all.
No, it's because you're not stepping on anyone's toes.
No, bro.
Really.
And it was sick. The video was so cool. They hit with clubs from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s.
I gotta watch that.
Like a couple months after we did ours. And so that was, I wasn't upset at all. That was just really cool affirmation. So, if you're looking to get into the baseball content game, like golf is a great place to start in terms of ideas. Yeah. Because, golf clubs, golf equipment, that's a bigger equipment industry than just about any sport out there. So that's been huge.
You kind of touched on it earlier, but I'm curious for like a kid watching this who loves baseball or loves sports and wants to grow a career as a content creator or at least dabble in it. What's like your biggest piece of advice or stuff you've learned along the way?
Yeah. Most people, when they start content, they want to go into it by being cool. They think they're going to get popular by being cool. You're not going to get popular by being cool, bro. There's a lot of cool people out there. I'm not that cool. There's a lot of cool people out there. Eric Sim's cool. Eric Sim got there because he's cool, but that's one of one. You're going to get popular because you're useful or because you're a very successful comedian, but that's 0.001%. You're going to get popular on YouTube because you are useful to people and you are providing free value to the viewers. And that's what we accidentally did with Bat Bros. So that is, again, like if I'm making a video, if it's not going to, like, if it has a cool title and thumbnail, sick. But if it's not going to be useful or interesting and answer a question that people are asking, it's not worth making. Yeah. So make it useful. That should be the core of anybody's channel.
That was a big unlock for me too. Yeah. Like facility tours when I was growing up, looking up, I want to play D1 baseball. What does Clemson's facilities look like? What does UNC like? There's pictures, but you never actually get like the in-depth look. There was a few channels that did it, especially for football and basketball. Football really, but that was a huge unlock for me where it's like, this is actually providing value in a way, education in a way. And I try to make it entertaining, put music and stuff, but that's been such a great series for me. And it's like, I'm a kid in the candy store when I'm like, look at that squat rack. That's insane. This gear is so cool. And I'm just naturally like, really interested in what a cool facility looks like. So I got lucky with that format, but I think that's a great thing. Like, don't try to like take ideas from other people, but don't try to be other people. Like, be yourself. Absolutely, authenticity, I think, is winning. That's why people are watching YouTube on TVs now because, like, there's scripted shows and there's always going to be a place for Breaking Bad and those kind of shows, but they're different. You sometimes just want to see like a real human do a real human thing.
Exactly. Like another thing I would say is originality. Like, for example, like this is kind of a cliche reference, but the Office TV show, that is peak originality. Like that is an original concept. It was really successful, and there's hundreds of knockoff shows that don't hit the same mark because you can just tell they're going after The Office. And there's a lot of bat review channels that, I think do a good job, but a lot of the time you can tell their motive is selling bats, and they're just trying to do the same format that baseball Bat Bros are doing. So If they did it before us, it would probably be a lot more successful, but people see it's not necessarily original a lot of the time. So, if it can be original, that's huge. It has to be useful. Useful is the foundation. If it's original, even better. If it's useful and entertaining, even better. If it's useful and funny, even better. If it's useful, original, entertaining, and funny, I mean,
like that big Venn diagram.
You got Mr. Beast. Bro.
Yeah,
Then you're chilling. So that's like our best videos is useful, entertaining, funny, original, like the cricket bat versus baseball bat, hitting with the shaved bat, the world record attempt. That's all like risky stuff where, that doesn't fall in line with what we've been doing for the last 6 years, but it checks all those boxes. And sure enough, like if you look at our top 10 videos of all time, they're probably going to check at least 3 out of those 4 boxes.
Yeah. And it's hard to like replicate it because sometimes it's just kind of like it comes up. It's like an idea that like for me, like the IMG Academy tour was something that I knew it'd be cool to tour, but I just didn't think, I knew there was some mystique around it. And we went down there and filmed it. We're like, oh wow, this place is cool. And the video came together. The thumbnail was super YouTubey and fun and gold and whatever. And it just hit like in a way I couldn't have expected. Then I look back on it. I'm like, oh, there was intrigue about it. I made it right. I tried to follow like the rules of retention, keeping people engaged the whole video. But the whole concept itself, that's a high school of professional athletes and rich, like, famous people's sons and daughters who are going to be pro athletes one day. Of course, it's going to be insane. Of course, people are going to want to know. So.
Like in hindsight, you look at that video, like IMG Academy, that's like a one of a kind place. There's not other many places in the world that are literally a baseball boarding school for superhuman athletes that cost $90,000 a year to go there, bro. Like, that's a unique, original idea that, that's worth like a documentary almost, which is like you did pretty dang close thing to that. So, so we're expanding more into that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not going to spoil my ideas, but I got some cool stuff coming up.
I'm excited, bro. I watch all your videos. So as a fan, I'm excited. Likewise. Thank you. But I'm curious if you have your eye on anybody, like maybe a smaller creator, if you don't, maybe not smaller, but someone who is like on the come up in baseball, whoever, like who's someone that you kind of see their content and you're like, oh, he's the way you saw Sim and you're like, oh, he's going to be big one day. Who's someone that you watch and you're like, oh, I'm excited about them?
It's tougher to tell. Dude, I honestly watch a lot of like non-baseball stuff.
Same.
So I'll even shout out a dude, but like the YouTube space is so saturated. It's tough. And I would say now it's because of YouTube Shorts primarily, it's easier to blow up fast than it used to be. Mm-hmm. So like nowadays, if somebody's doing a really good job, like, like for example, like the last couple of years, you did a really good job. You started out a little bit slower, but you blew up fast, like really fast. So like you were one I would have said, but it's a little too late for that.
Let's go.
So like, and I'm going way out of the baseball industry here, but there's a YouTube channel called, I just bought his merch, Big Water Guy.
Big Water Guy.
And it's a dude that is based on the Oregon coast. So it's a little hyper local to me. I'm biased, but he does these catch and cooks and he spear fishes in Oregon and nobody spear fishes in Oregon.
Tight.
And like, he had like, it's murky water, so it's super sketchy. He had a great white shark pass like 6 feet in front of him.
Wow.
And he does like really risky stuff. It's original in the sense that he's not in Florida or Hawaii, and he does a really, really good job, and he's super passionate about it. So that dude, I think, just hit 100,000 subscribers. He'll be at 1 million in no time, I think.
I'm trying to think who mine would be. I asked that question, but I don't even know. Like, I'm super bullish on the future of the Bat Boys, like Liam and Eric, like living with those guys. Awesome. And like, they have such unique qualities about them. Like Liam is in great shape, works out and has that lane, and he speaks Spanish fluently.
That is the biggest thing, bro. It's tough because they're already kind of big, like on TikTok and Instagram, but the fact that Liam speaks Spanish and just basically taught himself Spanish, bro. He taught himself like good Dominican slang at least too.
Like how
so
people are actually speaking.
He can like banter with Dominican dudes, and like he's creating this whole like Dominican and Puerto Rican and Venezuelan and Mexican fan base for himself that no one else is doing in the baseball industry. So that's a really, really good one, bro. Yeah. Like I've encouraged him, like, dude, go after that.
Yeah.
Like, that is, baseball Mecca is the Latin world. They love baseball, bro, and Japan. And if you can really delve into that and, show that you're giving love to that community, bro, like that's going to grow the game a ton.
Yeah.
I love that. So that's a great one.
I think, yeah, and then Eric is like the most knowledgeable person about baseball history that I've ever met, and he has a great like announcer voice.
Yep.
Like if he ever, I want him to, if he dives into this kind of content where he's like doing his own commentating or doing his own announcing, I think he would be perfect with that.
Yeah.
That's why I think like the sky's the limit with those guys. They're just so talented, and they're going to find success in anything they're doing. But I think once they're going to stay in baseball for a while, probably and grow there. But you've seen they've done like shorts with like Tank Davis and those guys where like they blow up too. So I think they're going to be really, really big.
Another one he's too big to warrant being in this discussion, but he blew up really recently. Cook the Books.
Cook the Books.
If you saw him, you would recognize him. We'll throw a clip. You'd be like, oh my God, yeah, that guy. Baseball comedian, basically. And like half his content is about just like youth baseball, and he just makes jokes about it. And like that's growing the game like crazy, bro. His name's like, he goes by Biggie sometimes.
Okay.
You'll be kicking yourself. Trust me, you've
yeah.
seen it. And he's baseball comedy, which is like,
that's
I can't believe he hit that niche. Like that's like,
that was like the first big baseball niche in YouTube, right?
Yeah,
like
Domingo, and that's probably honestly the most comparable channel to Cook the Books. Is he started with like baseball gambling and stuff.
Really?
Now it's just baseball comedy.
Oh, yeah,
and I think he does like stand-up shows and stuff now. But yeah, he's blowing up, and he'll continue to blow up. He's hilarious.
Yeah, well, that's sweet. We'll probably wrap this up because I don't know how much longer we have this room for. But, dude, thank you so much for hopping on. I don't even know. I guess the advice piece was something I wanted to end on, but that was just great advice because I think people get a lot of value from it. I think learning your story was huge. So I just want to appreciate you for coming on. And that's all I got. So
I appreciate you, brother. Good stuff.
Yes, let's go. That was awesome. Thank you, man.
Hit a pen, I pour up heavy in the lamb on a Eddie. I got 3 O's, run a valley, the new Dios, never.